Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, it's not just a general reading, it's a shadow reading. I like to look at the shadows, the spiritual blocks, and see how they all play out as karmic themes. Why? Because a lot of times we don't understand why we're attracting what we're attracting. We don't understand why a person's doing what they're doing. We don't understand why we may still be connected to someone that we don't want to be connected to. We don't understand a lot when it comes to relationships. And the reason why is because the universe helps grow your soul through your relationships, helps you heal through relationships, allows you to see things from a different perception, a higher perception, which is all about unconditional love. That's the energy of God. That's the energy of the universe. That's the energy that's inside of you. When you're whole and balanced, well, you're coming from the energy of unconditional love. When you're at a low vibration, you're coming from a place of fear. Now, unfortunately, if we aren't confident in an area of life, we are going to manifest things out of fear. I know I've done it many times. And we all have spiritual blocks. Just because I'm sitting here doesn't mean that I don't have spiritual blocks. I actually probably have more spiritual blocks than you do. That's why I'm sitting here. The universe said, "Oh, how are we going to teach Laura?" Well, we got to put her in the hot seat. And the hot seat allows you to see things from all different perceptions, and which allows me to see things from a higher perspective, and that is of unconditional love. And we then can see how we can integrate the spiritual lesson and then transmute negative blocks, because that's what it's all about. It's all about returning to wholeness, returning to unconditional love. And that's, again, the highest vibration. So let's see. If you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you know the deal, or you may not if you're new. But all you got to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word in the video in your comment bar. That's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Very important when we're looking at people that wear masks, right? We're like, again, why are you doing what you're doing? It's like I can feel your energy, but you're not talking to me. You know what I mean? It's like really, it's like ESP through the heart and mind. We're only in physical form to learn. So come on, come on. Let's see what that energy is. Underlining energy is perfectionism. Been getting that one a lot. Um, and perfectionism is all about wanting people to perceive that you're perfect. Of course, I'm going to shut this off. Why is it? Oh, you know what it is? It's everything's hooked up to my computer. So when people text me, it comes through my computer. It's really annoying. I can't figure out how to get it off. Anyway, perfectionism. So the person that you're dealing with wants to be perceived as they're perfect. They want to be perceived as they have a lot of money, that they're successful. They're coming from the ego part of self. And the ego part of self is that, you know, part of self that isn't real. It's again cares too much about what other people think, cares about its survival all the time. Now we always should always care about our survival, but it's not always on our mind every single day thinking that we're gonna die, right? But when a person has gone through trauma, again, a lot of it, they form a lot of spiritual blocks. And those spiritual blocks make them feel inadequate, not good enough, that there's something wrong with them. And to the ego, the psyche, it actually sees it as like dying, not good enough, that's putting oneself in a really vulnerable space. And when you're in a vulnerable space, too much, you can't defend yourself. So again, the ego will never allow us to be in that space for long periods of time, which is why people create personas, shadows. The shadow is, again, what I want you to perceive I am, but that's not really who I am. So you're dealing with someone that feels really inadequate. When people feel that way, it's because they hold on to a lot of shame. And it means that they haven't let go of past situations, because we don't just go through one experience. That's a karmic lesson that unless we learn it, it will continue to play out within different areas of our life. And you'll see it as lack of money. You'll see it as lack of good connections, relationships. You'll see it as, again, things that make why the person feels inadequate. So if you're in separation right now from a person, I feel like you're in separation from someone right now that has an attachment to a karmic. And that karmic is evil. That karmic does not have this person's best interest at hand at all. Now, I realize from the outside world, this person portrays that they're perfect, like they have a lot of money because they drive a nice car, they live in a nice house. Again, all exterior things, but they're attached to a karmic that they don't want to be attached to. And attachments, there's always a karmic lesson that needs to be learned. One that, in this instance, that your person needs to learn that they're not inadequate. They don't need to have all those things outside of them to be whole, that we're actually are whole. So again, they need to integrate that. So I'm feeling like for a very long time, this karmic has had control. And they've had control because of manipulation. At one time, there was a strong bond, but like anything else, unless we heal, relationships continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So I feel like your person does not have any feelings emotionally for this attachment. The attachment, though, which is the karmic, has feelings for them. And actually, I feel like they're like, you're my property. You're my property. I gave you my life. I gave you everything that you ever asked me to give you. And I would do anything for you, but you continually disrespect me. You continually hold back from me. So I feel like your person is holding back from this person. They actually cut them off. They're like, I see that you're manipulating me. And I actually feel like this is naturally attachment. And I feel like your person is saying, I want to be free. And so, until they can really come to terms with walking away from materialism, because that's what this person is connected to the karmic, then they're continually actually going to feel inadequate. The more that they hold on to the things, which, by the way, they're holding on to everything to give the illusion that there's someone that they're not. And again, which they perceive is better than actually who they are, but that's not. By the way, the karmic may say, well, how does the karmic have so much control? Guilt. And again, they're very negative. They have a lot of resentment, and they have a lot of resentment so all day long. Every chance that they have, it's like they're brainwashing your person. Imagine being around someone 24/7 that tells you you're inadequate, you're not good enough, you're a loser, you're a failure, all because your person doesn't have feelings for this person anymore. They don't love this person. And the irony is that the karmic doesn't realize that the more that they actually do that, the more that they're actually pushing your person like into your arms. And that is again the anxiety that the karmic keeps feeling. And they're like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? I want to pull from my deck and see why isn't it working? Universal panacea. That's why, because there's unconditional love. There's unconditional love. That's the magic pill. It allows us to heal ourselves. But is there really such thing as healing? Like healing oneself? Yes. When we do things differently, when we get to see things from a different perception, we do things differently. We actually integrate the spiritual lesson. You make this person feel good about themselves. You never judge them. They saw that you were honest. It was something that you said to them about this karmic that they didn't believe you. Well, they see it now. They actually see that you had their best interest at hand because you said you're with this person. And, I see actually what may happen to this person is like, I don't get a good feeling if you leave that person. So you have to be ready because that person is going to they're going to destroy you. They're going to try to destroy you. And they said, they're not like that. they're not like that. But it's again, you knew that they were because of how this person was acting. They were actually living a double life that you saw. You're like, I see that I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to fool around with you. I'm not going to give you anything. Though I have very strong feelings for you, I have a connection for you. I'm not going to give you anything because I already see that you're living a double life and I see you're connected to somebody that you don't really want to be connected to, but you're not strong enough to leave. So again, at the time, I believe that this person was really cocky. Yeah, but it's again, they nervousness. Okay. So they were cocky, but I feel like they thought you were nervous. And that's why you were telling them, not really because of what was going on with them or their connection. They actually thought that they were good friends with this person. They actually, again, almost felt like this person and them at one time were soulmates, where now they're seeing that they're more karmic mates. Yeah, and what they're seeing is that they have a timeless connection with you. That's what they're seeing. So, there's a lot of negative energy though that this person did to you. I feel like they disrespected you. And they disrespected you because they were disassociated from the feeling. They didn't want to have that strong bond with anybody because they are loyal, believe it or not. And they were loyal to the karmic, even though they might have been cheating and living a second life. This person compartmentalizes and said, well, it was just physical. And then, but the thing is, then they came in contact with you. And I feel like, again, there was an inner knowing, a wisdom, okay, that that the connection holds something, something much deeper, something much sacred, something that's supposed to happen. And it's because they never felt this type of connection. I feel like they can't help but to like think about it. They can't help but to look at their life and what their life is now and what their life could be, right? So they're in a sense of this energy of that your person actually thought that they couldn't be in a relationship because they had confused that karmic as being their soulmate, their twin flame, but they're a karmic mate. And karmic mates are always lessons where soulmates and twin flames, there's lessons too, but those lessons bring you up to a higher level of consciousness. One that's all about unconditional love, universal panacea, which is again that magic pill of unconditional love, where a karmic, being connected to a karmic, keeps us bound to pain, suffering. And that is what your person is realizing. They're like, wait a minute, you're not who you say you are, but this person is really who they say they are. And it's freaking them out because I feel like they have history with the karmic. With you, they don't know that long. Not as long as the karmic, anyway. You can know each other for years, but again, that karmic has been there twice as long as you. Again, so what they're feeling is again, the karmic has kept them in a place of lies and illusions. They're starting to really see everything, and this karmic is falling apart, is what I'm feeling. So, again, when you were dealing with this person, they were creating lies and illusions to stay connected to that karmic, but, and you didn't really know why. You just knew that they were running around with a lot of different people. And but they were really insecure. So they showed you this part of them, which when a person feels inadequate, they always overcompensate and they will overcompensate by overdoing or underdoing. I feel like this person undergave you and overgave to the karmic, but everybody else as well. And they overplayed their hand. That's the energy. And second chakra imbalance. When a person doesn't know who they don't know how to go with the flow of a relationship. This person wasn't living their life from their higher self. They were actually living from more of a survival mechanism, even if they were making money, because again, they feel inadequate. They feel like there's something wrong with them. They have shame. That karmic keeps them stuck in a place of shame, inadequate. almost like how much I've done for you. If they have kids, everything that I sacrificed, I helped build your business. I helped you again. If they don't own a business, I help you through law school. I help you through this. I help you through that. I gave you children. They have children. I helped you buy that car. I helped you, whatever it is. It's like you owe me. You owe me. This is what you should do. If you're a good person, this is what you will do. But because your person's so insecure, for a long time, they bought the lies, they bought the illusions. But the thing is, they can't help it. They're like, why am I still thinking about you? Why am I still thinking about you? It's like I don't, it would be easier to just be connected to the karmic, but they're like, I can't help it. And this is driving the karmic. See, the karmic has run into problems like this before, but never this bad. They've always won. And they actually went into this situation this time around, like, oh, yeah, you think that you're going to leave? You think you want your freedom? Yeah, I know that there's somebody there. I know. So I'm going to keep you stuck. And so again, what they see is they're losing ground. Their manipulation isn't working anymore, and it's making them like really bipolar. I feel like it's bringing up a lot of this karmic's childhood wounds again, and that's what a trauma bond is, by the way, when you're bound to trauma where they feel unwanted. And the more unwanted that they feel, and the more taken advantage, the more crazy that they get. And your person feels like always people trap them, always people like manipulate them, won't let them have their own life, won't let them discover who they are. Now that's also their issue. They create it unconsciously, but they're like, I could be in a connection with you, Virgo. I could be because I feel like you have your own life. Again, this person is in a place of anxiety. I feel like when you were dealing with this person, you are always in a place of anxiety because you're like, I don't know what you're going to do. It's like you continually send me mixed messages, and I feel like if I act on anything, I'm gonna have mud on my face. Like you're going to do something to me that hurts me. And because this person almost came across as rebellious, they came across as, again, having this persona of a bad boy, bad girl. Like they, again, don't give a shit about anything. When meanwhile, someone's beating them up at home, someone's beating them down, keeping them bound to a trauma bond. So again, your person didn't want you to see that. They were like creating lies and illusions because of that, not really because they were running around with other people, because they acted like it as if they were single, which completely was treating that karmic too, a lot of lies and illusions, right? Not honoring or respecting that karmic, which is why this karmic is really angry and thought, well, I'm going to make you feel guilty and you're going to be stuck and you'll fix it like you always do. I beat it into you and then you make it up to me. But then now it's not working. And this is really freaking the karmic out, where I feel like the karmic has a lot of anxiety. You dealt with this person for like a New York hot minute when they were playing those games, and I feel like you backed off. And this is what, you were like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want the anxiety. I don't want to deal. I can see that you're insecure. I see the games that you play. You could see that they were overcompensating. You did not know why, but you knew someone that runs around with all these people has a different like person every other night. It's again, the relationship doesn't go anywhere. It's focused on having a good time, not a long time. Again, which only feeds the ego. And you were like, oh, that's someone that's insecure. They don't know who they are. I don't really want to deal with that. So I feel like you detach from this person where the karmic is like all about control. You were like, oh no. Like if it's gonna fuck up my life and there's gonna be control, like someone's gonna try and control my life, no. And this is the big difference that your person sees. And I don't think that they've ever dealt with anyone that actually did that to them. Again, yeah, they had expectations, but you also had expectations. You were like, I had expectations because we had a soul connection. Was love there, unconditional love, even though we never spoke it. We knew how that there was a deep connection. So I thought that you were going to rise up, and instead you didn't. you ran away. You gave energy to every single other person. Well, this person again was trying not to have feelings, build feelings or emotions. Again, they were used to living very compartmentalized. Again, I have the karmic. The karmic's my best friend. They didn't really ever know where to put the karmic. So they were like, I'm gonna make this person like my best friend, somebody that I'll always be with and I do anything for, but I don't have those passionate feelings. I'm not, I'm not like I don't have that for them. And so, and that's really important to your person. And with you and this person's very attracted to you, which again is this karma doesn't know who you are, but they know that there's somebody because they're like, by now they would have given in. By now they would have given me something. So everyone here had expectations. You had expectations like I thought that you were going to rise up if you were my soulmate, you know? It's like I never expected you to run away and give energy to everybody else. Well, again, they were giving energy to everybody else to avoid having feelings for you. But what they see is that they can't control love. And that's the thing. Love, real love, can't be manipulated. It can't be destroyed. Your person tried to destroy it because they're like, no, I can't because it would be too difficult. So let me run around with all these other people. The karmic didn't care. They let me run all around with everybody else, just as long as my pockets are still being fed, and still you're still taking me out for our anniversary and my birthday, and it still looks like what I want it to look like. I don't really care. Well, again, your person's like, I don't really want to live compartmentalized because that means that I don't really have control over my life. I'm continually compensating. Again, this is why the karmic beats them down every single day, like brainwashes, keep them stuck in a place of insecurity. It's again where the karmic feels superior. Again, when you were dealing with this person, they acted superior. And so everything that your person gave you, they're getting back. It's ironic. And they're seeing it at full force and they feel ashamed. They're like, this is what it felt like. This is what I did to my person. That again, they're in separation. So I'm feeling like this person wants to talk to you. Again, yeah, there's a long, but they're like, they have a long way to go before they can find what they really want and really this journey is really helping them grow. So it's again, they know they have a long road to go because they're like, I thought, and the long road back to you. That's number one. But what this is really doing, even without you, is the situation is making this person say, I have a long way to go. I don't really even know what I want. It's like I have feelings. I know that you're important, but look at this connection that I'm in. Look at who I thought that I was with, and look at who they really are. And look at my life. It's like I have to like disconnect from this before I can actually figure out what I truly want. Because if I go to you without knowing what I want, well, most likely it's not going to work. So there's a sense of they just feel like, oh my God, but it's taking forever. But they, again, it's helping them grow. And that's what they need to do because, like I said, they have shame. They feel inadequate. They feel like there's something wrong with them. They're allowing someone to manipulate their life. That's how insecure that they are. So, of course, they have a long road. They're like, I need healing. I need healing. Crumbling, but my life, but regardless of whether or not, like the long road, my life is crumbling because I'm seeing everything for what it truly is. I see the karmic as who you told said that they were, but it's also seeing them actually much worse. I feel like you were actually kind, where they're like, it's actually frightening. It's frightening. And the reason why is because that karmic could live their own illusion for so long. They truly believed that they were going to get what they wanted. They perceived that I can manipulate this whole thing forever. This person belongs to me. It's like, and everything that they own, everything that they have is mine. This is what they thought. And they did everything to create that illusion, which is why your person was actually living in a gaslight. They didn't realize they were being gaslit the whole time. They were being manipulated by illusions. So again, it's all crumbling. It's all crumbling. Everything that this karmic and your person built is crumbling. So again, the house is going to go, the finances are going to go, everything. And the reason why is because it's a sham and your person just doesn't want it. And they're like, I'm pretty secure. Like I could build whatever I need to build all over again at this point. It's like, I don't need these people. They need me. Where they're waking up. And that is what this person needed to do. And this karmic, that's this karmic's greatest fear. Their greatest fear is like, oh my God, if this person ever wakes up to who they truly are, I'm going to lose everything. Again, yeah, the karmic feels like they're drowning. Your person feels like they're drowning too. And so, because there's a lot of turmoil that's going on in that home, a lot of turmoil. It's again, they're going under, like, again, like they're going under. Like, and we see the water is associated with emotions. So emotionally, I feel like a lot is going on. I also believe that your person is like so angry, they're so angry because this karmic like kept doing things to like try and manipulate the situation to the point that it got completely out of hand. They brought in other people, they dragged in other people, they dragged in their family. They did everything to manipulate because their little games were not working. And we got that a few weeks ago. Well, now it looks like it's coming to a head. It feels like it's really like this karmic is like drowning, and your person is like feels like they're suffocating with this person, that they're drowning too, but they're like, I don't want to drown with you. I don't want this. It's like enough is enough. Yeah, and I see everything that you say, you manipulate, you're reaching now, you're reaching, you're manipulating, you're stretching, you're trying to, really convince me that I should stay and that I'm to blame and that I did, but look at everything that you've done. Take responsibility for what you have done. Yeah, it's like this person, like your karmic even tried to tempt your person, okay? Like because they know that they are very like sexual, that they compartmentalize. And I feel like they've done everything. And I feel like they've tempted them sexually, they've tempted them through money, they've tempted them in every single way because it's like now my manipulation isn't work. So now I'm going to try and tempt you. I'm trying to manipulate you. So like again, I just feel like everything that your person did to you that they're actually getting back full force, like tenfold. So that's what's going on with your person. So that's why if you really haven't heard from them, I was saying, like when you were dealing with this person, I just feel like that again, that you were somebody that was full of light. You're somebody that's full of light. That you bring their energy up, and this is not a person that like normally has like a high vibration. They're like in a low vibration. The thing is, you never saw them that way. You never saw them that way. You only saw them for their light. You only saw them, and that's what a soulmate does normally. Again, where this karma keeps them in a stuck of fear. It's again, so now, like I said, they're like, I did that pretty much to you, but it's because I'm fearful. It's again, and now they're like you said, they're really angry. I said because the karmic like took it to the extreme. They're like, you couldn't just let go. You can't just divorce me. You can't just separate from me. You just can't let me move forward. You had to like drag in every single person that I'm friends with. You had to drag in my family. You had to drag in the kids. You had to manipulate this. You had to destroy that. This is what your person, so they're angry. That's why everything that was built between them is crumbling at this point, coming down, coming down. And this karmic is fearful. Yeah, it's like where your person's like, I don't want you to be like again anyone to have authority over me. I want to be the authority of myself. That's when I feel balanced, when I'm in control of my life. Is again where with your jealousy, that's what really created this. Your jealousy. It's like I've tried to fix things with you so many times. You didn't allow it. You took it to the extreme. So again, so in order for me to deal with you, I have to again drink and suppress my feelings, suppress my emotions. Now that happens like again as a way that this person disassociates and to deal with the karmic. And the karmic doesn't care, just as long as you don't leave. Again, where your person's like, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of this. So every time I would ask about you, it would always go back to like what this person's dealing with the karmic. So we're gonna pull out different cards because, like I said, this person's situation I feel like is a war zone. So it's not like this person doesn't hold you in their heart, doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. They just know it's gonna be a long road. It's gonna be a long road until they recover from this. Because this person they thought was somebody else. So when with you, it's like you think I'm not listening to you, but I am. They hear so again, being that you're in separation, it's not that this person didn't listen to you, it's that they did, because it says, I heard everything you say and even replay your conversations in their head. So again, you told this person about the karmic. They said that. And it's like they again downplayed it. They made it like maybe you were jealous, maybe you were trying to manipulate them. And what they're seeing is no, that's not what happened. I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. I'm creating a plan to leave him or her. And that's what I'm telling you. This karmic is pushing your person right into your arms. And it's making them crazy because they're like, I've tried everything, nothing's working. I'm losing. And it's triggering so much fear in them. It's like because they're not in control, they're not the authority. They want to be the authority. They actually have been, which is why your person felt inadequate and felt like something wrong. Because in order for this karmic to have authority, they had to keep your person in a place of shame. And when a person has addictions, it's again, they feel like there's something wrong with them. And I feel like the only thing that's wrong with them is that they feel bad to leave a karmic that has gaslit them for a really long time. Whenever you just cleared, help me to shift too. So I feel like if you're thinking of this person and you know what they're going through down deep inside, you're starting to look at things from a different perception. Where before you were like, oh, you just wanted to run around and then jerk me around and toy with my emotions and never really gave me anything, played games, where really now you're seeing it's this person was attached to someone the whole time that made them feel inadequate. Yes, they ran around with 1,000 people, but none of those connections, none of those people did they ever form a connection to. There was no love. It was here for a good time, not a long time. That's it. That's all that they were interested in. So no, they weren't going to do that to you. Did they try to manipulate it a little bit? Yeah, they did. But then they walked away and figured, well, I'm not even going to have feelings for you. It's again, now they're replaying things in their head and they're seeing things from a much different perception. And what they know is, I haven't stopped thinking about you. And everything that you told me was true. And you told it to me because you cared about me. You had my best interest at hand, which is, again, don't leave that karmic. That person's crazy. That person's going to fuck you up. That person, or if you leave, you better have everything in place because that person isn't who you think that they are. And they, again, mocked you. So you're seeing them things from a little bit more from their perception. And that is, again, why energies starting to clear. Remember, ESP through the heart and mind, there is a soul connection. So even though you're not around this person, they can feel you. They came flying out, so I gotta take them. Clear the inner illusion of the 5D world. Don't take everything at face value. See? There's a lot more going on spiritually and energetically than you can see. So you see that there is with this person, but there's a lot more. It's like this person, yeah, they're there, but they're there because, again, they're trying to figure out how to deal with that karmic because that karmic is loony toony. It's again, it brought up all it's the karmic's inner child wounds. So they're like World War III is breaking out in that home where your person's like, I can't live like this anymore. I can't, like, you don't give me any freedom. I'm not allowed to do anything. I'm not allowed to go anywhere. You don't trust me. I like you're keeping me in a low vibration. And for me to stay in this low vibration, I got to be drunk all the time or I got to be high all the time. I got to do that. So again, this person's again is awakening spiritually to certain things. I've hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope that you can forgive me someday and understand I was reacting out of fear. They didn't know how to deal with you. And they were too embarrassed to say, hey, this is my situation. My situation is I have somebody else controlling my life. So even though you see this person, and I'm showing you this perfect person that drives a nice car, that has the nice business, that dresses nice, that is very confident, I'm not that person. And I'm afraid that you might not even like that person who I really am. That you're not going to like this person, rather, that you might have liked that person, the person that was full of facades. I'm afraid you're going to meet someone else before I'm ready to be with you for good. So it's again, they hate the fact that you're like single. They hate the fact it's like that you're really good looking, that everybody loves you, that you're charismatic, that you do something different, that again, they're seeing you for really who you are now more than they did when they actually had the opportunity, which again is making them mad. They're like, why didn't I see it? When I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. So again, they remember looking into your eyes and being like, again, just feeling like home, like being like never feeling like this before. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's all the other spiritual shit that's making this person realize who you are. I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. So again, the passion, obviously, if it's twin flame relationship, soulmate relationship, well, why would this person continually thinking of you? Like I said, I feel like they think that you're very attractive. We are one. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. So it's again like they're like, I know that you feel like I'm your person, the same as I feel. I'm not going to let fear get in control. I'm figuring out a way to get away from this karmic and head back to you. I don't know where I am, and I don't know how long that's going to take. I know it may feel like it's a long road. It feels like it's been a long road already, especially living in World War III. But um, if this is real, it's going to work out. If it's what I really believe that it will, that you may be mad, but I'll be able to fix it. I feel the sexual energy between us, yet it's beyond physical attraction. It needs to be elevated to the expression of deep, unconditional love, soulmate, twin flame relationship. The only way that it's going to be elevated to unconditional love is if they come to you and if they leave the karmic. Why? They have to leave the karmic because what they're saying is, I know I'm deserving of love. They need to, again, come to you and apologize and be compassionate and be transparent, all things that this person was not, then they're stepping into their true self, their higher self. That's the only way to elevate it to unconditional love. And for you, my friend, if this is your person, it's forgiveness and to be a little compassionate. So understand there might not seem like a tall order, but it is if you have a lot of wounds. If you have a lot of wounds, it'd be a sense of, no, I don't want to forgive. This person knew exactly what they did. But when you see why they did what they did, it kind of allows you to see things a little bit differently. Like it's again, they didn't know what to do. So let's see, is this person going to rise to the occasion? They're going to do anything. They're going to do anything at all. Ugh. Sometimes the cards stick in the box, the one card. All right. We want to know, They're going to do anything at all. Well, we see is transformation. That's what we see, rising from the ashes. So again, we see their healing and we see it starting off as possibly friendship. They know that you're their soul tribe. And it's going to happen soon. So yes, this person is going to do something. And I feel like it's because partially is because they're afraid that you're going to meet somebody. Will they be ready? It's again, you're their soulmate. So it's again, they're not going to be 100% ready. It says that when they come to you, I feel like they're afraid that that you are going to meet somebody else and you're their soulmate. They don't want to lose you. So, they're going to confess everything. They want to talk to you. Um, they're actually going to come across a little bit like victim mentality, okay? But their whole point is for them to create clarity on what was going on because like I said, I feel like they are so hyper focused on the fact that you are going to meet somebody else. They're tunnel visioned over it, literally. That's all that's their focus. So they are going to come to you and they're not really ready, but they're going to confess how they really truly feel, that there is unconditional love, that they want romance. Um, but it's not they're not ready right now. It's unlikely that right now that they're able to come to you because again, because of money, because of and not just money, but a little bit of their ego, I want to say, but it's also because of money, because of like prestige. But I also feel like so they must be waiting for like things to like clear with the court or clear with just again their money. But they are. It's again because this when they leave, it's like they're leaving and they're actually going to be someone completely different. But they are going to communicate to you. So are they ready to have a full-fledged relationship with you when they come? No, it's very unlikely that they will. But what they really are coming to you is to like express to you possibly what's happening in their life, again, what they're going through, again, a little bit like victim mentality. Again, they're going to come like the wounded person, a little bit out of ego because they feel like, well, maybe you'll have more mercy on them. And what they want, that there is unconditional love, that they do feel that. They're sorry that they never really showed you how much feelings that they had and they want to do something with you. They want to create with you. They want to be helpful. They want to be generous. They do, but they're just right now going to communicate to you. That's what you can expect. That's it. Um, no relationship, but understand, like I said, it's like they know that there's a deeper meaning to this connection. And one that just not about you, but like, well, that almost like will help this person connect a little bit better to the community. Why I say that is again, soulmate twin flames usually do that. They help in a lot of different ways. So I feel like your person, again, is very spiritually blocked. Yeah, like, and it's also because they consider you a friend, okay? Like, really, it's like because of the truth of who you are. But understand this person does not come to you right now because of exactly what I said, legal matters. It's again, but once they're able to, their intention is good. Their intention is actually to create something with you, to do something with you, to create not just balance within their own life, but to be like to help like give to again the community to something that's unselfish, something that is actually very ethical. This person actually wants to be of a high vibration. They're tired of being in it. It's again, and they just feel like this has taken so long, but it's going to unfold in the winter. Okay. So you can expect to hear from this person right there in the winter, which is not far away because we're pretty much at the end of fall. So possibly the end of November, beginning of December, end of December, the latest. So they're not going to be fully ready to be with you because of legal matters, but it's again, they want to talk because they can't live like this any longer. So that's their plan. So we have to say, okay, so why did you attract this person into your life? Because why you attracted this person into your life, there were spiritual lessons that you needed to learn, not just to be with this person, because you would have to actually integrate the spiritual lesson in order to be with this person. It would mean that you are of the higher vibration, that you're actually of coming more into wholeness. But again, there's spiritual blocks because we see again how this person handled things. They had to have triggered the crap out of you again in what they did. And the how especially not really knowing if there was a karmic there, just seeing them run around with other people and them never giving you anything, being like, why the hell are you like giving everybody else? When meanwhile, I can feel that we have a connection. So the first card out is organized chaos. These are the inner child cards. Second card is rebellious. Third card out is isolation. Fourth card out is powerless. Fifth card out is dance. Innocence. Gotta pull one more for good measure. Truth. Well, it wasn't all negative things. I feel like this person actually helped you uncover some positive things about you, which are gifts. Now, you did grow up in organized chaos. That means there could have been like one parent that worked all the time and they were really emotional and it was like chaotic when they were around that didn't make you feel safe, right? Or there could have been alcoholism, drug addiction, whatever there was an imbalance in your life. Like I said, the house ran okay when no one was home, but when parents were home, again, there was organized chaos. Um, which makes the child feel very uneasy and also can make the child feel really rebellious when they need things. So keeping them stuck in a place of being powerless. So in order to deal with life and their own wounds, because they didn't have parents to help them support, they needed to heal and do everything in isolation. Again, so that made you really become a truth speaker. Again, empathic. Empathic children grow up in crazy environments a lot of times. And the reason why is because, well, why they become empathic is that they're tuning into all their senses for their survival. Because if it's chaotic in the home when you're being, raised by parents, you never know what you're going to get. One day you could be seen as everything's fine. The next day it's not fine, where a parent is always projecting their problems onto you, making you feel as if you're doing something bad, as if you're a bad person being rebellious for just living, when really, like, that's not. It's that the parent is so frustrated with their life, and because no one wants to live in chaos, even if it's organized chaos. We can go to work and we can come home and have our life to be the same thing every day and be boring, and then create the organized chaos within our relationship. So the relationship works, but it's chaotic, and it's chaotic because of again, one person not doing their job, meaning emotionally not showing up, or only having one parent. That again, there was just imbalance, and because of that, that one parent was angry all the time and they made things chaotic, which again, as a child, you'd feel powerless. You'd be like, there's nothing I could do. That's my parent. I'm reliant on that person. And so that made you really imbalanced until you actually said, no, I'm going to learn how to go with the flow, meaning whatever happens, No matter how chaotic it is, I'm just going to roll with it because I have to. So you came to a place of surrender, but that made you very empathic. It made you very sensitive because you're like, well, my survival is reliant on how well I deal with this parent. That's what the child felt. That's what you felt because you're like, this person's angry all the time. So you learned how to deal with your problems in isolation. You learned how to navigate the world by just being a people pleaser, by going with the flow of knowing what the person needed, when they needed it, why they needed it, and accommodating. So you're almost like a wounded healer. Again, and very innocent. Innocence is very pure, again, like childlike, keeping you in this place of innocence, which is again very empathic energy, highly sensitive energy. So I feel like that was a gift. I feel like it's a gift that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7. So which allowed you to deal with the chaos. So it allowed you to actually help become yourself. It helped you avoid any negative karmic consequences, which would have happened if you were with this person before the right time, divine time. That's what would have happened. But you avoided it. And then there's also this inner knowing that you know that this person isn't bad. You knew what they were actually going through because you actually told them. So you might not like how they handled the situation, but you understand it, which allows you to again be more empathetic towards this person's needs. Now, you may say, well, so that's great for them. Spirit says no, because they actually are mirroring that same type of energy that you grew up in, which again was organized chaos. It's like you never know what you're going to get. That's what that is. It's like one day it could be this, one day it could be that. And that's what you dealt with this person. So you learned how to navigate, which avoided the negative karmic consequences, but you do have empathy towards this person and compassion, which I believe you did not have towards that parent. So there's a sense that spirit said, well, I want to put you in the situation again to let you see how to handle it. Maybe you couldn't handle it because that was a parent. Now that you are this person, again, and you're still the same person, you're just more evolved, let's give you the same spiritual lesson and let's see how you deal with it. And how you dealt with it was you didn't get tripped up. You actually found your balance by going with the flow and you integrated that truth. And you might have used the rebellious energy again to help create yourself. Like I feel like you're a good sense of guidance to this person. You found your magic and your gifts, okay? And so whenever we find our magic and our gifts, that's to help us manifest, to help us create. We wouldn't be able to create. I want to just pull random and it says, our union as an energy needs to be cleared. Repeat this. Slow. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. So Spirit's saying this is why for you to sit to again realize that you grew up in an environment that wasn't supportive. It was chaotic. So you needed to learn forgiveness. You needed to learn I'm sorry. And actually, this person needed to learn to say, I'm sorry, and also forgiveness, and also to be vulnerable. Both of you needed to learn how to be vulnerable to say, I love you, when in a situation that you clearly would not want to be vulnerable in. It's like, why would I want to be vulnerable with someone that I just watched run around and give everybody else energy and not me? And Spirit says, because you understand why. It's about compassion. It's like, but I don't want to. And Spirit says, yes, because you need to clear negative energy. You both do. You both do. So in separation, you found your gifts, you found your magic, you found your truth again, and you avoided the negative karmic consequences. So there's no problem. But this is why it happened for the both of you. It's again, and that's the twin flame connection. The twin flame soulmate connection is a hard connection because we have to go back into that trauma, into that childhood trauma, and relive certain incidences that were painful, that were scary, that were like seemed unfair. But Spirit says, again, because of how you're viewing it and how you dealt with it, kept you in a karmic cycle. Definitely kept this person in a karmic cycle where they need to learn how to forgive themselves. They need to learn to be humble to them, to you, and also ask for forgiveness and be transparent and tell you how they feel. That's next to impossible for this person. They have armor up. They learn to compartmentalize here for a good time, not a long time. Remember, that's their natural thing. And they were connected to someone that they thought was their best friend. It's not their best friend. Again, they learn to stay safe that way. And now they're completely like feeling vulnerable. And for you, you're like, yeah, I understand why you did all that, but it's still like messed up, and that's still hard for me. And Spirit says, yeah, but unconditional love has no time and space, it can't be manipulated, it can't be destroyed. Yes, you have free will to choose, but if it's a real twin flame soulmate connection, you're not going to want to walk away from this person. You're going to be compassionate. You're going to learn how to forgive, and it's to help you both clear this childhood trauma of where it's kept your person in a place of feeling insecure, allowing this person to manipulate them and keeping them stuck in a trauma bond, opposed to, like evolving into their higher state of consciousness, which is that unconditional love, which is what that universal panacea is actually represents. And for you too, to evolve by saying, by allowing this person to ask for forgiveness and accepting their forgiveness, and to be by being compassionate and learning how to say, well, I'm grateful for you, because there is unconditional love. So Spirit says, not the easiest lessons, but the soulmate twin flame lesson. And this is the initiation. In order for the relationship to move forward, that's what it would need to be. Like you need to integrate these lessons in order to actually create. Because what we see here is, again, doing some humanitarian work later, both you and this person. That's how you transmute the negative energy. But before you can, you have to clear this energy, is what Spirit's saying. And you wouldn't volunteer to do it. And if it was an easy situation, then it doesn't really require forgiveness. The person has to do something pretty messed up. They have to do something that they're going to feel actually vulnerable, embarrassed to actually come back and apologize for. It's something that you're going to find very difficult to say, yeah, I fine, like I forgive you. Again, especially if we learned that people hurt us and then we're like, nope, you have to prove yourself. Nope, I'm not going to forgive you because you knew what you did, and da da da. Spirit says it doesn't matter. Again, it's about learning the spiritual lesson of forgiveness. And we end off with I am light. And that's what it's all about. And Spirit says, I don't care. It's about clearing this energy so that you can evolve back into this energy. And that's, I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God, and I am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. So Spirit is saying, you're light. It's again that regardless of the situation, it's like you are light. So you always should come from a higher consciousness, and that by turning your darkness into light is all about integrating the spiritual lesson. And in this story, it's one of forgiveness and also transparency and being vulnerable. Not the easiest thing to do if you grew up in an environment where you were told that it wasn't safe to say, I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. These are that Spirit says that you both need to, again, say those things and show those things in order to move on to the twin flame journey to transmute this negative energy. You have to integrate it first. This is the integration. The humanitarian work, okay? The humanitarian work is, again, how you would transmute it. But you have free will. So again, some of you will say yes, Some of it you will say no. It's a general message. In this story, Spirit says, you're going to use your spiritual insight, and Spirit says it's only divine favor. Divine favor. That's it. It's like that's what Spirit says. I'm going to make it so, because it's about the spiritual insight. It's about turning the power and strength, learning about kindness. Spirit saying so. You might say that you don't want to do it, but it's the divine favor. It's that I will make it so. I'm going to leave that there for you. You let me know how you resonate with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.